Welcome everyone to the eighth session of going live on valuable topics for entrepreneurs, especially but not exclusively to female entrepreneurs, because we all go through similar struggles and different struggles and some overlap that can happen to anyone. So I'm giving my best to support everyone, and I'm really always very excited to hear the feedbacks on these lives. And also feel free to give me any topics that you are interested in. I might have a couple of more people coming to the live. Many are watching the replays. The time differences and other commitments are always tricky. So let's dive into today's session, which is about from connection to connection to conversion. So I want to take you through a journey that empowers you not to see yourself as a salesperson because it doesn't align with us. How to reach your ideal clients, without any force or any tricks, any persuasion. And it's really important. One thing that the statistics show that we need certain amount of touch points before we make up our mind about something. Of course, it can be different when someone is already made up their mind that they need that solution for their problems. That can be much, much shorter. But in general, let's say someone new is coming into your world. And let's talk about LinkedIn, but it's true for other social media platforms as well. As always, they're not that different. So how can we turn these touch points into real opportunities without sounding salesy? So this session is going to be warm, clear, and empowering. It's designed to help you to shift from posting to connecting and from lurking to leading. So let's dive into today's session. So I just know that so many people are sitting on gold, but they are waiting for the client to make the first move. So that's the first thing. Danielle is coming. Wonderful. Hi, Danielle. So the first thing we need to get out of our heads is that the clients will make the first move. It's not necessarily like that. And we can do certain things to discover whether they are really interested or not. So I'm going to change today how you see likes, comments, and DMs, because behind every tiny engagement is a real opportunity if you know what to do with it. Okay. Just tell me, Danielle and Sunny, uh, have you had someone love three of your posts in a row, but you did absolutely nothing with that except for maybe replying to them? Has it happened to you that you had a slight feeling that, oh, maybe I should do, take it to the next level, but didn't know how to approach it? Yeah.
I've had people consistently who like and comment on my posts, but a lot of them are very supportive, like family members and close friends, which is beautiful. I thank them forever and love them for it. But I don't think I've ever gotten to a point where I've had somebody consistently
Mm-hmm.
post. Or I'm sorry, somebody consistently, do that
Comment
I
and
felt like I
yeah.
needed to reply to. I did have a person here or there very randomly and sporadically. It wasn't the same person, where they were like, how can I order this? Or like, what can I do next? And I had sort of followed up, but never, like nothing ever materialized. So I have similar.
Okay. Yeah, very similar. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Sunny, were you going to share as well?
I haven't really had connections that way yet. People like what I'm writing, but
Mm-hmm.
that's about it. They're not really in a position to take advantage of what I'm offering at this point. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think maybe they
You
are.
highlighted something Yeah, you highlighted something very important because we tend to jump into conclusions. Oh, they are not ready. They don't want to do that. They wouldn't purchase it, or they wouldn't even pursue talking with me. So let's unfold all of this because it's going to be very useful. So that's one of the reasons, I'm teaching everything the way I'm teaching, because we have to get these voices out of our heads. They are not based on reality or statistics, or they are not proven. They just come out of thin air, based on the negativity, the negative experiences from the past, that they are embedded in us. So that's stopping us from doing what we should be doing, really. And then once we realize and we start doing them, we just see that these things are so valuable, and we have no reason to hold back anymore. Okay, so let's go. So there is the touch point journey I want to walk you through, and I encourage you that try to put yourself into your clients or audience's shoes. Okay, so go through this whole thing. What you would do if you were doing it to someone else. Let's say um, you want to find the easy meal preparation, and you are struggling to find time and the right method and the right material, and you are the possible client who is interested, and you are looking at someone's profile. So the statistics say that the number of touch points keep increasing, at least lately. So it used to be 7 touch points. Now it's over 10. So I'm going to introduce you the LinkedIn Trust Building Ladder, a breakdown of touch points that warm someone up. And then first of all, when I say 7 touch points, it doesn't mean that you have to exchange 7 DMs or something very personal. So what can the touch points be? Just everything that exposes your personality, style, expertise, experience, knowledge to your audience. So a connection request sent from either party. So that's one touch point. The connection request accepted. Then the third one, they have a look at your profile. And then they have a look at some of your posts. They get a notification of your newsletter. They will scroll by your posts on their feed. They like or react to one of your posts. They comment, they save it, they share it with someone, right? And then there are the DMs, and then dots and other, as many touch points, as many messages. So we have quite a few already. And then from there is book a call or send a link. There are so many things that can happen. So when you think of the touch points, don't think that it has to be a giant effort from your part all the time, and they are impossible and very time consuming. Lots of them come organically. So that's why it's a journey. So take each of these touch points as a breadcrumb, and the goal is to follow the breadcrumbs and not to ignore them. Because we have so many great statistics now, so many things are visible. We can look into every single post individually. We have a general overview. So I encourage you, if you are not that familiar with the platform you are using, to look into their statistics. They are very, very useful. And I want to emphasize it, how important it is to see your platform. I'm just talking about LinkedIn for simplicity today. And I believe that's the best social media platform to be on, because that's the one having its own SEO search engine, but also other benefits. But if you look at your profile this way, that the profile itself, with all the information you put there, that builds interest and it showcases you as an authority figure. And then every content that you produce, that's for raising awareness, that educates and entertains your audience. So you already start building connections, but it's a little bit more broad. It's not as intimate as when you move on to the DMs. And the DMs are where you can really build a connection, and that's where everything can turn into an opportunity. Okay, so I see a lot of things when people just focus on sales, sales, sales. In the posts. The posts are really not for that. Of course, we can use them for that as well, but not all the time. Okay, so another really important thing is within the DMs, because this is where the magic happens and this is where we go wrong, not knowing what to do. So what can come from DMs? What kind of opportunities are we talking about? Once again, if we get that idea out of our head that it has to, or ideally it ends in sales, that will put a lot of pressure on us, and we will approach everything differently. So it's not the only thing we are seeking from DMs. So yes, clients, of course, the big obvious one, but then there are collaborations, co-hosted workshops, lives, and so on. Sunny can tell us that she was invited to be a co-author in a book, right? So that that was a great opportunity from LinkedIn. I got many podcasts interviews as well. And also I got invited to other people's platforms or community, to have an interview, which wasn't quite like a podcast, just, for the community. And then we can gain referrals. People might know someone who needs you. Then the PR and the visibility, in magazines, once again, podcast guesting, newsletter features. There are so many opportunities there. And then maybe you bump into someone who is a decision maker. So it's maybe not they are the ones, who will work with you directly, but they make the decision. Networking. So that can be a really beautiful and colorful aspect, because you can gain friendships, affiliates, very valuable connections. And I love this part because I gained so many beautiful friends, especially on LinkedIn, but other platforms as well. And then gatekeepers, I call them. So someone who has access to a larger group of people who are your ideal clients. So once you think about the DMs like this, that already opens up your horizon and you approach it differently. Your wording, your attitude, your energy will be completely different when you start a conversation with someone. And so DMs are where your digital presence becomes real presence. And just let that one sink in. So in DMs, your digital presence will become a real presence, because people are seeking real connections and value, and not just, surface and trying to promote straight away. So that can be used in a really beautiful way. So then, okay, you are having DM conversations with people, but how do you turn turn them the right way? How do you discover whether it's any value from both parties? So you can start with really soft openers that work well. So I encourage you to ask open-ended questions, because just think about everyone is busy. So if you have a conversation with someone and you write something and they don't get back to you, just have a look at what you wrote. You can have a look at your recent DMs and see if you were the last one to write something. And just have a look. Did you just say a fact or something generic? Because then that person had no reason didn't know what to write, because there was no question. So you can ask things like, Loved your take on X. Curious, what's what's your take on Y? And maybe that Y is related to what you are doing. You've been on my radar. How's business feeling for you this quarter? I noticed you engaged with my post on X. Are you looking for support? You crossed my mind after I shared the last post. Just wanted to say hi. You are clearly doing amazing work. If you are open to it, I'd love to connect beyond the algorithm. Right? So these are all something that you show human interest, that you are not here for the quick win. You just want to get to know them. You know, you are asking questions, you are interested in certain things, you thank them for something, you acknowledge them for what they do. So it's already a much better start, right? And bonus tip, which I keep getting the feedback about, I love using voice notes, except when they don't deliver, or on LinkedIn we have a minute cutoff time, so you can send multiple ones. And I keep getting the feedback from people that, wow, I didn't know that you could use voice memos in DMs, and I love it. It's just so much more personal. So my reason, because I sometimes process them, and in the first part of my walk in the morning, and then I don't have time typing. But I just learned actually to use the magic of my voice, because I get so many feedback on that one as well. Oh, your voice is so calming. I could listen to it all day, and lots of beautiful feedback. So it's just really giving them more attention as well, because you are not just copy and pasting something generic that can fit anyone. It's about you and that other person, right? And so feel free to implement. And Sunny knows well, and Danielle as well, how much I love leaving voice notes for different reasons. Okay, so once you've done this soft, messaging, so how do we pivot to a sales opportunity? And once again, here I want you to think of sales this way. Sales is not just a money-making machine, which I know it doesn't mean that to you, but we often get shy to ask for money. But look at it this way, this is for their benefit. And a human nature that we appreciate things more that we have to pay for, because then it's kind of a sacrifice in a sense. And then we want to make the most of it. So we appreciate things more and that we pay for versus free things. So it's still a gift for them, because they purchase something, you provide usually 10x the value that you charge for, and they have a massive breakthrough, a massive transformation. So don't be shy to offer things when it's the right time, when everything aligns. Once again, it's not sales, it's offering, okay, I know I can help you, I have this and that, do you want to talk about it? If yes, we take it further. If not, then, it's maybe later they will circle back to us, or it's a no forever. So how to know when someone is really ready to at least explore the opportunity of what you have to offer, what is it like to work with you? So they engaged with you 2+ times. It can be likes, comments, views, sharing your post, DMing you, all these things. They ask questions or go beyond one-word replies. But once again, it's so important. There is massive difference in comments when you feel someone, for any reason, just wanted to express a quick gratitude for your content, or someone really, really resonates, and then they go into details. They start watching your content consistently, right? They are like, what is she doing next? They say, I've been meaning to, or I've been thinking about, right? That's something, there is something there to discover. So when you can pivot this and how you can approach it beautifully, Not sure if this is something you are exploring right now, but I help people like you know, something to describe them with X result. Happy to send over something that could support you, right? And if you send something like a podcast episode or a quick checklist, that's already something that they get even more familiar, more personal with your style. And then that's by their choice. They put up their hand. Oh, hey, actually, yes, I would love to have a look. Right? So it's getting more personal. Any comments or questions so far? No? Okay. Um, awesome. Um, so the other thing is, once again, just going back, because it's like a puzzle. Take it like a puzzle. Every piece is important. We can't leave gaps. I call it the visibility kit. How do you draw people in the first place? A clear headline and about section is very important. We covered this headline last week. 2 to 3 scroll topping posts on your profile. Pinned featured section with a link to a freebie usually, or a low ticket offer. I've seen examples of that as well. Can be newsletter, podcast once again, any type of video content. The possibilities are endless, or just book a call, because that's free in most cases as well, right? To have a consultation. And then you always have to be prepared behind the scenes when you talk to people in the DMs to have something relevant. So after you discover what exactly is their pain point and what they are struggling with, then okay, this one will be relevant to that person. So you have it prepared and you send over the link or the file or whatever format comes with that freebie. Because this visibility is what invites the touch points, that we talked through at the beginning. And your intention is what turns them into momentum and results. Okay, so your visibility is what invites the touch points, and your intention is what turns them into momentum results. And then 2 things before we finish, getting to the end of the half an hour. So would you mind sharing a DM recently where you didn't know how to respond to or how to carry on with the conversation? You completely froze and you ignored it because you just or didn't see any point of replying. Do you have anything like that in your recent DMs?
I have had that. I haven't known how to reply.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Would you mind sharing the example, what they wrote you about that you didn't know how to respond to?
Jen, I can't think of anything specific. It's more about as though they're wanting something that I don't know what it is they want, perhaps, or
Mm-hmm.
they want me to do something that is not something I want to do, that is
Mm-hmm.
totally from what I would do. It's
Yeah.
like there's no communication or hasn't
Mm-hmm.
been. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to tackle it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's, Sunny, that we've been working on together the boundaries when it comes to someone who is offering you something or asking you to do something that you don't want to. I have a lot of people who reach out to me and straight into the offer. It used to really set me off, like, excuse me, did I ask you to send me this or tell me about this? No, no, they barely even know your name, right? But now how I see it is, once again, just putting myself in their shoes. Obviously, they have a mission and they have their processes in place. Everyone is human. We live and learn, make mistakes, experiment with things. So just get back to them with something like, oh, thank you so much for thinking of me. It sounds amazing. Like in a recent example, that actually I'm working in an in-person personal trainer who helps me with workout and nutrition.
Mm.
And then, it's true. I politely declined and let them know that, they are free to move on to the next DM because I'm not seeking their advice at the moment, but it doesn't mean that I discredit them. And, we just part in peace, or at least for now, right?
Being kind, and honest.
Yes, because just empathy a little bit because I used to be. I'm not saying I didn't respond to them because it set me off, and I knew I would write something that I would regret later. Not something awfully horrible, just something still I wouldn't do when I'm relaxed. And that's why I changed my approach. That okay, what are they going through? Obviously, what I said before, and just showing a little love and moving on. And I feel better. Hopefully, they feel better too. And then, it's a peaceful chapter that we finished.
Yes.
Um, okay.
Is it okay if I add something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Please.
So I kind of had a again sort of a similar experience. It wasn't somebody who wanted to work with me necessarily, but it was kind of a referral. Somebody, a mutual person that we both knew, sort of connected
Mhm,
us, and so she was like, "Oh, great, I'll reach out to you," and I was like, "Wonderful." So when we started DMing, she was very much into selling, whatever it is that she
mhm.
represents, whatever brand that she represents, and so
Yeah.
no problem. So I definitely though did exactly all the things that you were just talking about with Sunny. Um, so she was very much like went right into her like, oh, this is what I sell and this is my product and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I'm like, well, that's really awesome. Like I've heard a couple things about it, whatever.
Mhm.
And I was very direct. I was like, I'm not really interested in, you know, taking on anything new like that. I have my brands that I'm very, set with for the moment, but I appreciate
Yeah.
the info. And then I
Mhm,
carried on with her though, and I started asking her questions. How did you get
mhm,
into clean living? How did you,
mhm.
whatever. And again, everything she said went right back to it was that very old like MLM style,
Yeah.
whatever. But I was cordial and I was like, "Oh, that's great." And I gave her a little background about me and then I was like, "Hey, you know, it was great getting to know you. I think it's wonderful that you're doing this low tox thing, um, you know, whatever." And I just sort of wrapped it up and I was like, like all the best, and so yeah.
Yes.
But cuz
That's
and I
very,
guess well, I was going to say
yeah.
the one thing I wanted to actually kind of add to that was like, you never know when someone is going to need you and when you
Mhm.
might need them. Like, just because right now our
Yeah.
situations, excuse me, don't necessarily coincide, it's always the best to try and be as professional and, like Sunny said, kind
Mm.
as you can because someday down the road, your paths might cross again and they're going to be like, oh, that person was so nice to me. I remember that, and
Yeah.
so anyway.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so glad you added that because, two important things that um, touched on is a no is not always a no forever, right? I just signed up a client who I talked to, I think it was November or September last year, and she was so not ready, and I just knew, and I wasn't pushing it. We still kept in touch here and there because, we obviously are attracted to each other as a person for a reason. And then not long ago, she just reached out. We had two more meetings and signed up on the second one. So it's exactly so right that, it's important if you even just think about your reputation. How do you want people to talk about you as a harsh, short, mean person or someone who is open and kind and handles things professionally, right? And that was the other thing you said was really great, that it doesn't mean you can't offer or at least just to mention, what you are about, because you guys already have put some energy into each other from both ends with the conversation. It doesn't matter how it ended or, how it played out, but the connection is already there with an energy level and stuff. And just as much as they wanted to introduce you to what they are doing, you can do the same. So great point, Danielle. Wonderful. Thank you so much. So just to sum up of today's session, just to go through the main point quickly, to recap. So we build up an ecosystem with our profile and content and everything that we showcase in a way that is attracting the right people. And then people will need to get to know you, to trust you, and like you. So that's why we need these touch points that we talk through. So everything is built up in our profile to support that. And actually, we go beyond the profile because it's not the only place where we interact. We go to other people's profiles and pages and lives, and download their freebies or book calls with them. So that all contributes as well. And yeah, so just segment your profile. Which part is for what, like the profile for interest. The content is awareness, education, entertainment, and the DMs are for connections and opportunity. And we talk through what kind of opportunities they mean. It's not always sales. It can be something indirect or longer term. And then the soft ways of talking to them with a human interest, open-ended questions. And then what are the signs of them being ready to explore the opportunity of working with you? And then how to build up this ecosystem that is really attractive. So what is the visibility kit? And we talked about a couple of examples of DMs, how they can fold, because everyone is different. So we were not talking about selling harder, right? But we were talking about showing up smarter, because LinkedIn doesn't reward the noise. It's about connections, right? It's a social platform. Once again, that used to infuriate me on Facebook, in my Facebook group and other people's Facebook group, that there is no hello, no support, no connection, just straight into the offerings. I'm like, would you go on a date and propose them to marry you? No, like, they are humans. We thrive on connections. And we are not selling products, we are selling services. So they have to buy into us first, right? And we care. And if we can't care enough in a group to interact with people, then what can they expect from us when they work with us, right? And then please bear in mind that the next opportunity might already be watching your stories, reading your post, or sitting in your inbox. So view everything with this lens, okay? And just the other thing to bear in mind, that let things unfold, happen naturally. Of course, we have tactics and strategies to work with because we were not born to do marketing and sales. Those are important, but of course, we are not pushing anyone. We are not using any trickery, to convince someone to do something they don't want or not ready to do. And let me share my screen. And yes, of course.
What you're saying and what I'm hearing that I really like, it leaves people the freedom to be who they are. I mean, not just us, them too, and their situations. Life is fluid. It leaves them able to leave or come back or whatever they want to do. It doesn't put that kind of pressure on them where they have to worry. And I thank you for that.
Oh, you are welcome. And it's a beautiful way to put it, because the key word you said very wisely is freedom, right? So like I said, the opposite, we're not trying to force someone into buying something they don't want or not ready for. And the saying in marketing, I love that. I think it's the best thing ever, that everyone loves buying, but nobody likes being sold to,
Yes.
right? It's just imagine the joy when you buy something that you really wanted, or you know that you are gonna enjoy, and you know you need it and love. Just that joy. And imagine if someone just suddenly jumped in for, let's say, a very simple example. I know it's very material, but you know, you bought your dream purse and you are happy, you know that you fit in everything, you know that it has little pockets and you can put your notebook in and your laptop and you know, your deodorant and makeup, you know, the little refreshing kit, whatever it means to you. Um, and it will go well with most of your clothes, and you can wear it most of, you know, you can use it most of the days and stuff. So imagine the joy and, you know, enjoyment using that product and buying it. But if someone jumps in front of you with two purses, oh, do you want to buy this one or that one? You can't let this one go because such a special offer, is never coming back. You can never get it again at this low price and stuff like that. How do you feel then? Right? So we just we are here to offer, and we have to have the confidence knowing that people are lucky to have what we offer, because we know it's going to transform their lives. But that's a completely different topic. And I just wanted to share my screen. So if you liked today's live, I would like to offer you something that you know, I had a deep dive into my soul with a help with help, and more information coming on that. We are collaborating on a super exciting um, opportunity for everyone, but that's coming later. But based on this soul search, discovering so much about myself and so many things making sense, um, I created everything that I'm learning is still there, or teaching is still there, but I just revised everything from the alignment point of view, both for yourself and both from my side, because I can only be going full out if if I believe that this is what I'm born to do, at least for this time period. So I created the membership that I already have going on, but I segmented it into three different tiers to meet everyone where they are in their journey, and approaching everything what women need, because we operate differently, we feel differently, we function differently. So the feminine energy and business mastery, in three ways to rise. So the three levels of this mastery, if you are just starting out or quite at the beginning of your journey, or not having too many clients just yet, the membership gives you consistency and structure as you grow. If you are ready to fully claim your authority and you want to be really confident in what you are doing, I have an amazing um, certificate for branding and marketing. So you will be an expert at the end of the 3 months. When you get a certificate, and then it's proven that, oh, hey, I'm a marketing guru now, so watch out. And then if you are on a higher level in your business, and you need that high level connection and momentum as well, I created a mastermind and networking. And that gives you an elevated room to rise and expand and really take everything to the next level. So please visit my website, redhillboss.com, Feminine Mastery, and you'll find all the details. The membership is $97 per month, but if you pay a full year, that will be 2 months free, so just $970, which is a steal, I know, because it's amazing. And then this is some information about the certification that you gain. So that's a 3 months program. It's very intensive. So you can see more information here. And then the mastermind and networking is based on application. If you click here, you go through an intake form. and I will get back in touch with you shortly after I receive your application and reviewed it. So this is the offering here. But what I have for a very limited time, that the first 3 people who sign up to this new revised version of the membership, the $97 per month or $970 for a year, they get the brand and marketing certification for completely free of charge, and that's $3,000 value. I mean, the value itself is larger than that, but the price tag at the present on it is $3,000. That's only for the first 3 members. So please visit the redhillboss.com feminine mastery, or reach out by DM. I'm always here. Well, except when I'm sleeping. And a little intro about myself, and just browse through this landing page and let me know if you have any questions. Oh my God, I did not click on the share button. Okay, so this is the this is the page. I was just talking into the nothingness. So this is the landing page. I love the colors. I wanted you to feel warm and welcome, when you come here. So this is all the information here. Now I can actually show you. So here we go. So this is the 3 tiers: the membership, the brand marketing certification, the mastermind and networking, and then a little bit more information about each category that you can browse through and ask any questions once again. And we'll have the next live as well next week. I stop to share now. And like I said, if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, because it's been something that you'd like to dive into, let me know, and I can build it into an upcoming live as well. So I hope you found this session useful and helpful and resonated with you, and you have more clarity. That's always the goal. And I hope some people watched it live as well. RWC will tell me, my beautiful assistant, who I could not do these things without. So thank you for your support, and I know it's late night for you, RWC. And then the replays are going out in the emails as well. So I'd love to hear if you'd like to, have any comment or any questions regarding this session or the program that I showed you.
Did you say you were going to send the program in email so we can see the details? Did you just say that? Or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, this one will be
Okay.
landing page will be sent
Perfect. Yeah,
out.
I want to scroll through it and read it. Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely, no problems. Sunny, is there anything you'd like to add or ask, or give me a feedback on?
I was just wondering about the email as well.
Okay, all right. So that got answered. That's excellent. You see, this is the power of the community. That's why I love the membership, because some people will ask the question you want to ask, or you are putting off asking. So that's always a bonus.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sonny, Danielle, for coming, and everyone who is watching the live and will be watching the replay. I enjoy your company. Feedbacks are always welcome. And yeah, let's keep going with our beautiful grand plans. They are there for a reason. They are meant to be for us to help others with. And talk again very soon. Ciao for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming. Oh, Toby, you are welcome, Gorgeous. Have a little assistant there, Danielle.
She's so silly.
Cute.
Thanks.
Very cute. Thank you. Bye for now.
Yep.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.